All right.
Yeah, we about to pop this off. Are y'all ready?
Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. We about to get this shit cracking. The Showtime and Kev podcast is live. Thank you all for tuning in. We got started a little bit early, so you got a little bit of behind the scenes and everything. We got started a little bit early by being a little bit late. But Kevin, if you could please give us your island intro so we can get this bitch off and cracking.
Yes, sir. In the name of the one called Emperor Selassie, I conquering tribe of Judah, King of Kings on Santa Cruz Reggae Music Festival with the Rasta going up in this piece, Lord of mercy. Brakashak, brak, book, yaga yow, Lord of mercy.
And we are live. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to yet another week of the Showtime and Kev podcast. I am Showtime.
I'm Kevin Munroe.
And we have got a lot of shit to talk, mainly about sports and politics, and it's probably gonna make Kevin sad. I mean, the politics is gonna make everybody sad, but the sports part gonna make Kevin really sad.
We just came from Buffalo Wild Wings. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. We thought we're not gonna do the show this week, and then our producer was like, "Hey, we still have a slot for you." So we came back here, and I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. The Warriors are being embarrassed right now, 75-112 against OKC.
Against OKC.
Against Chris Paul, a dude that doesn't even want to play there. Yeah. Like, how the fuck? Like, yo, I mean, you know how sad this shit is? Like, remember when, like, for older fans of R&B, like, remember when all the Temptations died and it wasn't like...
They're all dead?
No, it turned from the Temptations into, like, David Ruffin and Friends, you know? And that's what the Warriors are now. They're like the Golden State Warriors review starring Steph Curry and Friends. Uh-huh. Like who are those Negroes? Who are they? Like who is that?
They are who we thought they were, Kevin. They are a team that is devoid of defense and Kevin Durant. That is exactly what happens, and you're getting what you deserve. Deal with it.
I can't.
You guys have been insufferable for 5 years. Sit down and just take these L's right now. And it's the very beginning of the season. You're overreacting, and it's beautiful.
No, but I can't. I mean, these are not L's. These are double L's.
Yes, you guys are. You got slapped. Like I'm not sure what the final score was, but when we last checked, you were down by about 30 to OKC with Chris Paul, who was in the witness protection program.
Right. He thinks he's gonna be out of there any moment now. The Friday night game against the Clippers, I mean, my God, Kawhi Leonard was in street clothes by the fourth quarter.
Kevin, I think you still have something playing. I hear something in the background.
Oh, what's popping?
Oh, wait, that's probably my phone, actually.
No, that's me. Okay. No, I got it.
Cool.
But anyway, that's why I came here to talk about, man. I mean, there's a lot of shit happening right now. I want to start off by, we used to have this segment called, This Week in Trump.
Hold on, we didn't even finish with the NBA yet.
Oh, you still want to talk about that?
Yeah, as a Laker fan, I didn't get to even get my words in. You just want to talk about my team sucks. Let's move on.
I'm trying to move on.
No, we're forgetting a very, very interesting thing that happened to my Lakers. LeBron. You've got billions of dollars. You got a very thriving production company. You've got a beautiful family that loves you. You got Taco Tuesday.
Right.
Just come on home and shave your goddamn head, man. For those of you that don't know, you don't even have to be a basketball fan. But if you're a fan of the internet and you've seen the memes, LeBron the other night playing against Utah, I don't know why he still wears a headband, but he was adjusting his headband the other night, and his headband had pushed his hairline up about 3 inches, and I just don't understand how you could be a billionaire and use Elmer's glue to keep your wig on, bro. Like, that just don't make sense. Your lace front is floppy.
What up, Derek Hayes? I didn't know that brothers were doing this now, but I know about NWA, niggas with attitudes. I know about NWW, niggas with weaves. Like,
you didn't know? Like, that's a thing. That's a big thing now.
Since when are niggas wearing weaves?
Since about 3 years ago.
What?
No, I mean, like, they've always...
What?
Not black people. Like, men have always had toupees, but, like, niggas have, like, a for real lace front thing going on at the shop now.
With baby hair and all that?
Yeah, they glue the hair on and then shave it into position.
What?
You haven't seen it?
Come on.
We gotta get better tech so I can just pull this shit up on YouTube. There's so many different, like, the application is so, like, the deception is amazing. Like,
you tell me
there's spray paint and, like, charcoal involved.
So you tell me brothers are, like, going to Indian women like, I need that hair.
No, brothers is going to their regular barber and getting a hair transplant put up there.
What part of the game is this?
The rich part, because it ain't cheap.
For real, like his hair is glued on.
Yes. And we've known this for years. In fact, like when LeBron's hairline pushed up, that was confirming something I've already known for years. Is that every year that he gets that he loses hairline, he gains an inch of headband. Like you can see it in Miami. That headband steadily kept getting bigger, and I thought it was because of sweat or something like that. Nah, it's like, but by the time he's finally ready to retire, when Bronny is in the league, he's gonna have a sweat kufi. Like he gonna have a sweat do rag. You're gonna be the only person allowed to play with a do rag. I don't know why that's the thing.
Like
though.
why would you do that? I mean, meanwhile, Alex Caruso bald as a motherfucker.
Bald as a motherfucker.
He's 25, look like he's 50. Doesn't give a shit.
He does look like a substitute science teacher, doesn't he?
He looks like the dude that runs like the neighborhood Russian deli.
No soup for you.
Exactly. And he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I play for the Lakers, I make millions.
Yeah. Just shave your head skin bald and nobody's gonna care, man. You're still gonna be the baddest basketball player or one of the baddest basketball players on the planet. There's no point to you keeping this hairline and having this. You're wasting precious seconds of the basketball game adjusting your hair.
But you know what? You can say that because you have nice hair and you have dreads.
I do.
In about 3 years, when that shit starts coming off, I want to see like what your position will be on that.
You've known me for years. I used to keep my hair short all the time, just cause. Like,
yeah, but I'm saying when you had that option. When you don't have that option, I want to see in 3 years, Cory's gonna be out here like.
I would much rather be to the skin than like having those struggle follicles. You know, like the worst is when like you get in the horseshoe and you try to hang on to the sides. Just let that shit go. Do not hang on to your sides, whatever you do. Like men and women bald like the exact opposite. Like women are so proud of their edges. Men have nothing but edges left.
Right.
Just edge all the way around. Just a whole fucking cul-de-sac.
Right.
Just whole dead end.
I mean, the Stephen A. Smith thing. I mean, at some point, Stephen A. Smith needs to come out.
Stephen A. Smith is starting to get like a Shaolin, where like he might as well just have a ponytail because that's the only shit. Like his hairline starts at the very tippy top of his skull.
He does look like a black Shaolin monk.
Yeah, and if you go, it was really funny if you go back to like his early days in Sports Center, like 2006, 2007, when that hairline is like right where it's supposed to be, like a salute.
Right.
And then now you look at it, he's just like Chow Yun Fat.
Yeah, he should be honorary member of the Wu-Tang Clan at this point. Like seriously, like that shit is way the fuck back here.
It is. And clearly, you don't understand how hard it is for a man to deal with male pattern baldness. You don't understand that.
The only other brother I feel that has like that horrible like I can't give it up hairline is James Brown for the NFL.
Oh wow!
Like his shit is like back here, like my dude. I mean, come on, like it's a wrap, like it's done. Like stop it.
My girlfriend pointed out to me like Doc Rivers, like he's like I feel like he tattooed on his hairline, like he has. He has like like the lowest the Clippers can go is like a half or something like that. Where there's like it's like stubble. It's like 5 o'clock shadow, but it's perfectly lined up. He's not letting that 5 o'clock go.
Right? Can you put it on 0.25? Like no,
he's as bald as you could get with still having hair. Like you just gotta just like come on home, man. Like just shave it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, niggas are just vain with their fucking hair.
They really are. Like I don't understand.
You're a professional athlete. Why in the hell do you think that you could like glue hair on your fucking head and that shit's not gonna come off in the third quarter?
Yeah,
like, come on.
Can you imagine if Patrick Ewing started going bald and tried to glue his shit? That shit would be slit. His shit would like he'd go up for a dunk and that shit would fly away in halftime.
That's gonna be the ultimate when a dude tries to dunk and his weave just flies off in the middle of the dunk. That's gonna happen. Sports Center gonna have a ball with that. Like Black Twitter's gonna kill him. I mean,
LeBron James still takes off with like some of the most torque of any athlete ever, and at some point, like that wind resistance is gonna hit his hair, and that shit is gonna fly off and slap somebody behind him. They got to stop play to get just shave your hair, man.
Technical foul, hit by a weave.
LeBron, what do you have to prove, bro? You got 3 championships. You got 3 or 4 I've lost count of the MVPs. Just come on home, bro. Come on home.
The vanity just never ends. I mean, that's the thing. We talk shit about women about being vain, but men are really vain too. I mean, and this is obvious. I mean, I mean, come on, man. You're gluing here to here. I've seen shit where motherfuckers are gluing beards to their faces. Like, I don't get that. Like, look at me. Like, I cannot grow a beard, okay? I don't even have eyebrows. Like, it took like 10 episodes of this podcast before Cory realized I had no eyebrows.
Yeah,
like
I really didn't catch that. Like that's so weird.
I'm hairless. I'm like a porpoise. This is how it is. You know, I live with that. That's fine. But I'm not gonna glue on some sort of like Rick Ross beard to be like I'm a boss. Like no, fuck that.
Okay, I guess now we've
beat the hell out of it.
We've beaten this horse to death. Let's move on to something else.
Oh God.
All right. So what did Trump do this time?
You know what? I'm kind of the point where I feel like this is what it feels like for a woman to be in an abusive relationship with a man. Like we're like all of America is in an abusive relationship with Trump. Mm-hmm. Because like he says like abusive relationship shit. Like he said shit like, oh, I didn't cheat. Then it's like, oh, I could have cheated if I wanted to, but I didn't cheat. Uh-huh. Then he's like, you know what? My man Gary cheats all the time. Gary cheats. I don't cheat. Then he's like, oh, you know, it's okay to cheat sometimes. Sometimes people cheat. And then he goes, oh, you know what? All right, so I cheated. So what? Fuck you. Why are you going to my phone? Then he's like, oh, yeah, so we fucked. Everybody cheats. Who cares? And he's like, I never said we cheated. Right? Like, we're all like women in the Lifetime of the Week movies. Like, we're all in an abusive relationship right now with a dude that just fucks up, talks shit, and just acts like the shit never happened.
Well, that's pretty much what's happening with everybody in his cabinet. Like, they're just slowly finding a way to get to the women's shelter.
Right. Yeah. It's like that's my man. And like last week about Rudy Giuliani, he's like, oh yeah, he used to be my lawyer. Rudy's like, used to be?
and he's working. And you know what's crazy? I know a weird little factoid about that. Rudy Giuliani was working pro bono as Trump's lawyer because he's going through a divorce of his like last wife. Right. And like if he wrote pro bono, that way it's like less money for her to take from him in alimony.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like, hey, if he ain't working, then I can't take his money.
Right. Yeah, that's how foul the game is for these people. But I mean, come on, man. Like you got henchmen named Igor. I mean, come on, man. Like this is bad fiction. Okay, this is terrible. Like if anybody wrote this as a story, it gets sent back. They're like, no human being is this stupid, and no human being is this ridiculously bad.
What kills me is like I just don't get how we gotten to this point. You know, like I saw a story the other day about like it was the anniversary of Obama wearing that tan suit.
Right.
And everybody lost their goddamn mind over him wearing a tan suit. How dare the president have some swag? You know, like he had, because like let's be honest,
they made it act like he was wearing like a FUBU sweatshirt or something.
Let's be real. That was a clean ass suit.
Although if Obama did wear a FUBU sweatshirt,
I would vote for him again for a third term.
just show up at a rally with a gold chain, FUBU sweatshirt, Jordan, the flu game
Africa medallion.
Yeah, the flu game 11 Jordans. I mean, come on, man.
My fellow Americans,
look at these kicks though.
I just want you to know that these bitch-ass niggas can't get me down. Just wish you would say that one time.
Oh. Yeah, it'd be a wrap. Like, oh, okay.
But yeah, like we see all this horrible shit that goes every single day. And I really think it's just gotten to the point where like the whole strategy is just to like just keep coming up with new crazy shit so we can't keep up.
But it's all garbage. And the problem is that legitimate news organizations like have to report on this, so it's just flack. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
So for example, like the Republicans like storming the preliminary hearings, like you can't. Number one, you can't do that. Number two, half of you motherfuckers are on the committee, so you didn't have to
like you were invited. Like
you
didn't have to storm. You could have been there on time and objected before anything happened.
Yeah. So it's all bullshit. It just. But that's his strategy.
And what's the point of democracy if they're just keep trying to find loopholes out of doing their job? Like why do we vote for you if you're not going to do, like, you're actively not doing what you're supposed to be by the people, other people for the people. You're supposed to be our representatives. You're actively doing what people have told you, like, no, we want the opposite. Like, whether you agree with the impeachment inquiry is not up to you. Like, everybody that's polled, it's well over 50%. Like, hey, like, not only do we want to impeach, we want them removed. And y'all are trying to stop everything from happening.
Well, I mean, the reason they're doing this is because number one, like they're their entire like political lives are attached to them, and number two, because of the whole like political movement that started with the '80s with Ronald Reagan and those guys who decided that we can't let they were shook in the '80s because black people started having rights, women started having rights, gays came out and were like, yeah, we're gay.
It really is a trip that like I don't know who made up coined the phrase that when you're used to supremacy or used to privilege,
then equality seems like oppression. Yes.
Yeah. So when women get rights, when black people get rights, when immigrants get rights, it's like, oh, we're losing ours. Like, what the fuck? Like, you just so that's kind of admitting like you only wanted to feel better than people instead of having an equal shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the premise is that this is a white country run by white men, so white men make the rules, and when the rules don't suit them, they decide to change the rules.
Yeah.
Like, so think of marijuana. Like, there's hella niggas in prison right now for shit that motherfuckers are selling right down the street from where I live.
There are billboards for weed now. Like, that is the craziest shit ever. I got friends locked up in New York over weed, over a couple joints, over a couple dime bags from like way back in like the early 2000s. Right. And now like they're like, well, not New York, but like in shit Nevada, you used to get life if you like had like more than a pound or something like that. Yep. And now they're selling it in the like their weed stores out there on the strip of the size of Costco's.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, this cat was kicking at this bar. He's like, hey, man, you want to smoke? I'm like, what you got? And he pulled out some shit, and I swear to God, this shit looked like something from Starbucks. like it had a package. On the back, there was like nutritional facts. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
There's only 6 grams of carbs per serving.
Like, since when did weed come looking like the shit came from Starbucks?
Because it's been legalized damn near.
They turned the shit into like yoga pants, man. Fuck is this?
My worst nightmare is that the same people that make Marlboro are going to be the same people that make weed.
I bet you it's going to be the same people.
Like there's going to be pesticides and like, well, that's the thing with the vape pens and shit. Like that's honestly, I don't know how we got on this subject, but I'm going to get on my soapbox about this. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been smoking weed since I was 17 years old. Haven't missed a day. Stay away from the freebase weed. I'm gonna get on my Stephen A. Smith soapbox. Stay off the fake weed. Stay off the e-weed. That shit, those batteries blow up. That I don't know what the hell is in that weird like soup that's supposed to get you high. And I just feel weird getting freebase and weed. Like it feels like it's a different kind of high. You're definitely high, but it's not the same. Just smoke the actual grind up the weed, roll a joint, smoke that. What's wrong with that? That works. That works fine. Or eat it. Cook it, eat it. It's good.
I mean, there's no difference with those vape pens than from somebody taking a spoon and pouring liquid shit on there and lighting it up. That's exactly what the vape pen does. You're freebasing.
Literally freebasing weed.
White line.
The first time I ever saw someone with a dab rig, I was doing a show. I think I've actually mentioned this on the show before.
White line.
Okay, Kevin. And you're singing a cocaine song for heroin. Stop it.
Don't tell Minister Farrakhan. No, it is
first time I ever saw a dab rig. I was doing a show at a cannabis club, which is always, as a comedian, it's like it seems great and they pay you great, but the actual show is harder than you want because like the audience is kind of not in the same dimension as you are.
Right.
So like even if you are killing, like they're not gonna laugh because they're just like not really like you're talking to their voicemail.
Yeah, I mean, I've done.
They'll get the joke like 30 seconds later.
I've done shows at cannabis clubs, and they're just kind of like, yeah.
That was funny. but yeah, so I'm at this show, and the owner calls me over, like, do a hit, and I thought, like, it looked like a bong. It was like, glass and everything, but then he takes where the bowl was, he takes this little dome off and this little metal plate, and normally when you smoke weed, there's like, like you see the amount that you're about to smoke. He took like just a little pin like, and then he pulls out a blowtorch, and I'm like, yo, man, I've never needed welding equipment to get high, bro. I'm good. Like,
right. There's too much chemistry and equipment and extra shit going on there.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of I just like to say I'm a huge fan of all things marijuana. I am not a fan of freebase and weed. I'm not a fan of the vaping.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of additives that can add into the liquid.
Yeah.
The fentanyl and things of that nature. I mean, so that's what it's getting people sick.
It comes from the earth. It just grows like that.
Yeah, I mean,
just deal with that.
I mean, marijuana is a plant. Like it's just a thing, and it was not legal no, it's not illegal until the 1920s, 1930s, where as on the books it said jazz musicians, black people, and Filipinos, very specifically, were using marijuana to seduce white women in jazz clubs, and then they made it illegal. So
basically, marijuana is just the white man being afraid of our dicks.
right, yeah, and now it's legal again.
Yeah.
So this is
Because they can make money off of it.
So that's the thing. Like, if you live in a country where you feel like the law is exactly what you think it is, that's why Matt Gaetz and his friends are going to storm. That's why Trump is going to say that the Emoluments Clause is phony, is because they really believe that they are the law. The law is whatever a white American man says it is. Like, that's really what it is.
And that's really what he believes. And I can't believe that that half of us elected a dude that legit does not know what the job entails. Like, he literally doesn't know what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And we're all surprised that he don't.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
He didn't know what he was doing at the job that he was doing before he got that job. How do you bankrupt 2 casinos, Kevin? 2. How do you fuck up a casino?
well,
Go to Las Vegas. Go to Trump Tower. That is the only property in that entire town where you can't you can't gamble. They have slot machines at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you land at the airport in Vegas, and in the Vegas airport, there are slot machines.
Literally, as soon as you get off your gate.
You haven't even gotten to the baggage claim, and you could lose all the money you came to Vegas with.
You can lose the shirt that is in your clothes.
Right.
Before you get to baggage claim, you can lose your shirt. Las Vegas Airport.
Right.
McCarran International.
You could come to baggage claim and be like, you know what, fuck it, you guys can keep the clothes because
And someone thought that dude was the right guy for the job. It's just I'm.
Shout out Kevin Bresnahan. What up, Brez?
Hey, Brez. I'm sorry. You ever get a brain freeze from just stupidity? Like, it's right here in the middle.
But it doesn't bother people. It really doesn't bother people. Did you see that thing? I mean, this just happened like yesterday, where like one of the leaders of Al Qaeda got killed.
I think I saw a blurb about that.
And his name is like the least able to get through TSA kind of name, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi.
Wow.
Like dog.
The terror alert just went up on the show. Like the FBI is now watching our podcast. I mean, they were before, but now they're definitely watching our podcast.
I mean, this is not on us. This is on y'all. But that's like a really like Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Like you're wanted at Terminal 49, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Like,
well, they didn't catch him at the airport, did they?
No. They went to his house. But this stupid motherfucker.
Good to see our military still good. We paid trillions of dollars for it. Good to see they're killing people all over the planet.
Yeah, for doing ugly things. But the Trump tried to like do a situation room photo, and it's fucked up because number one, nobody's looking in the same place. Number two, when the shit happened, he was actually playing golf, like which we know.
Oh my God.
And number three, if you look at the pictures, all of the Ethernet cables are disconnected. Like they're not connected to the computers. Like
good.
So we're like, the fuck? Like this is like the worst. I mean, come on, man.
They have to do shit like that because you got somebody that just like the leader of the free world taking a shit and tweeting out national secrets.
Right. But that's the thing. They didn't tell him about the raid because they knew he would get on Twitter and fuck it up.
God,
that's how fucked up this shit is. Like they were like, do not tell him.
Like this dude has access to the tippy top secret of our documents, and we have to still keep him away from that for the simple fact that national security.
Yeah, because he would tell people. Yeah. He would tell Putin, oh yeah, we're about to.
It's like I caught al-Baghdadi, and it'd be spelled wrong, and it's like I did all the work. I am such a great man, like Trump 2020, and it's just.
I can't deal with that shit anymore, man. I mean, coming from a military family, like, I mean, we get to the point where you have to hide information from your top officer.
Yeah.
Like that. If in the old days of Master and Commander, you throw that motherfucker over the fucking bridge, with cannonballs tied to his feet.
Yeah. Shout out to the Critical and Thinking podcast, Ty Barnett and Ian Harris. Like they do I feel like a better job of being eloquent with this situation, but I just don't. I don't have time for all that. I really don't. I can't do this anymore. Like it's so stupid. And then on top of that, to go from the first black president who was like, whether you like him, love him, or hate him, that was the most magical Negro that has ever existed. He's never thrown a cigarette out the window. He hasn't done anything wrong. Nothing.
Well, I mean,
outside of office.
There were some hoes though.
I'm sure there were hoes, but they never turned up. They never showed up. They never popped up anywhere. I'm sure there were hoes. Of course there were.
During the first campaign, and you can't find this on the internet, there was a campaign staffer that was getting a little too friendly. And
Michelle had her removed.
Yeah, she got sent to like the Cayman Islands or some shit. Like
that's what I'm saying. We had the first like he's Harvard graduate, fucking family man, athletic, eloquent, funny, did everything right, didn't have a single scandal, like turned the whole economy around, did everything you're supposed to do on paper, and then we get this bullshit and they're defending every fucking thing he does. Well, I like, if you can't see just how blatantly bullshit that is, like, to your soul, I don't know what to tell you as a person, man.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's not bullshit. I mean, it's American history. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, in the 1900s, when you guys first elected black state senators, actually, sorry, the 1870s, when you black state senators in North Carolina and places like that, white people created through the media, they created riots and had those people leave and then elected themselves into power.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is totally, you know.
So I
mean, as a non-American, like, I know, like, as your history, this is what happens here in America.
As an American, I'll let you know they don't teach you that a lot of that shit.
Oh, they don't?
No, I'm not saying I didn't know. I know what you're talking about, but like a lot of it is like more recent. Like I damn sure didn't get that in my, like, you know, growing up through college. Like, yeah, even through college, I didn't get it to like the last 2 or 3 years when I was really doing like some African American history shit on my own. You know.
Damn. So you had to go to like college to learn this shit.
College, like overgrad, like not like professional, like, you know, like getting my master's, but like, you know, my last 2 years, like not even my first couple of years, when I already had my major picked out.
That's crazy to me. Like for example, like, you know, Watchmen just came out on HBO, and they center it on the Black Wall Street riots,
the Tulsa riots.
Yeah, Tulsa riots, and like people didn't know about that shit.
I never knew.
People didn't know about that shit. I was like, yeah, the Black Wall Street riots were a huge deal. Like, they destroyed a huge amount of black property. And I mean, and I tell people about even San Francisco, how like in the 1960s when Fillmore Street was considered the Harlem of the West, and then the government created Gary Street that destroyed half of that property just to get the bankers that lived all the way out in Sunset to downtown San Francisco, and it destroyed like what was one of the most prosperous black cities in America just through that you know, building Gary Street.
Yeah.
And people are like, what?
Yeah, and people are like that. I never. Yeah,
like, how do you not know that?
Yeah, because they don't, like, nobody emphasizes that. That's why you see shit like where in Texas they have textbooks that have been out for like 5 years where they make it seem like black people enjoyed slavery and shit like that because they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes.
But
and
wait, you guys didn't enjoy slavery? Slavery, yeah, oh, slavery.
All those good old happy Negro spirituals. Oh, such a good old time, those slavery days.
Don't you remember?
So much fresh air and sunshine. I should stab you with my. No, but like this is the type of shit that like makes my blood boil when people say just pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. I'm like, oh, we literally did that, and you changed the laws, you created riots, the KKK versus the U.S. military. I forgot which year it was, but that was the first time there was a domestic terror fight, like domestic terrorists on American soil that fought the government and won. That's why Jim Crow exists. I'm paraphrasing the hell out of the whole thing, but it was like I read this whole article about it, and
you read an article?
No, I had to. I'm gonna punch you. No, I had to go through this. I had a whole class about this, but I read an article that recently brought this back up, like because I was talking about the Tulsa riots, and then it was like something that like led to you know how you go down a YouTube hole.
Right. Yeah, and then they lead to all these things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 1925, the Klan was such a big deal that they marched on Washington. They were like a huge part of the elections of that year. I mean, so I mean, it's you know, this is all American history, and just I mean, we are literally the first black human beings born into freedom in the Western world.
Yep.
We are. Like, when I was born, like, the Immigration and Naturalization Act of 1968 had just been passed, which said that I'm 100.
Black does not crack. You look great.
I tell people I'm older than rap music.
You are.
I was born before rap.
I'm older than the internet. That's about where I'm at.
When I was a kid, if you couldn't sing, you had to shut the fuck up.
Damn. Shoot.
Well, you can't harmonize, nigga? Shut the fuck up. But exactly. But no, we're the first people born into being free as people of African descent. Like, whether you're from Africa or you're from the Caribbean or you're from America, we are literally the test market. We are the first people.
And you know what's weird about that, as what you just said? We also have to cope with the fact that white people feel guilty about it, or that this, we didn't do this to you, or blah blah blah. I'm like, how do you think we feel?
It ain't good, man. It ain't good.
Yeah, this is a very awkward situation that no one wants to talk about, and that's honestly why I tag a lot of shit. It's not about race though, because white people always want to say, "Well, this isn't a racial issue," when everything in America is a racial issue.
Yeah, I mean, all the laws were made that way.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in high school in 1990, and we'd protest against South Africa. And we'd get pushed back from that. South Africa was openly racist in 1990. They had apartheid.
Yeah.
P.W. Botha was the president, and he was like, no, you Negroes need to stay on that side. And we would protest, and people were like, well, I don't, why? I mean, Ronald Reagan was a fan of P.W. Botha.
Yeah.
In 1990, dude.
Dude, Trevor Noah, the host of the Daily Show, his whole first special was talking about how him being alive was a crime.
Yeah, because in South Africa, interracial kids were illegal.
Yeah.
It's insane. So we are literally the test bed for what is it like if everybody is free. So it's not surprising that it's turbulent, and it's not surprising that there's backlash and there's Trump supporters and people like that, because they've never seen this before.
And the fact that they will back that guy, who is the exact opposite of everything I said that Obama was, whether you like him, love him, or hate him, is the dude couldn't be more vile. He couldn't be more rude. He couldn't be more full of shit. He couldn't be more just not the guy for the job. And they're nope, I'm riding with this motherfucker. How do you not see that that's racist? How do you not see? Get it? See what I did there? Nazi.
Nazi and Nazi. Yeah, that's really novel. Yeah, no one's done that before.
Nah, but it makes sense though. This is really how do you not see this shit? It's so obvious.
Well, I mean,
it's preposterous.
The thing is that the way South Africa got out from under this is they had a Truth and Reconciliation Council where people got to come out and talk about, okay, yeah, I took your father's lands, or yeah, I was, racist to your kid, or whatever, and I'm sorry about that. Nobody went to jail, nobody did anything, but it was a way for everybody to kind of acknowledge that the shit happened.
Kind of settling out of court.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, I think until America does that, we're always going to be in this fight.
I completely agree.
But
I just don't think America's ever going to do that.
What's wrong with y'all? Just do it. Why can't y'all just be like, all right, yeah, we fucked up, our bad. What?
Have you ever had a conversation with a narcissist? America's a giant narcissist.
I'm
we will never admit that we're wrong.
Really, any white person that's watching this right now, what would it cost you to just be like, oh yeah, we fucked up, we're sorry. What would it cost you? Just be like, all right, the rest of the world is looking
their
at
place
this going,
in line at Whole Foods. I don't know.
You still have Whole Foods. You still have yoga pants.
If we admit, listen, Trevor, Skylar, listen. If we admit to slavery, if we admit that we were wrong about slavery, all the pumpkin spice just disappears. We can't have that happen.
Is that what's happening in the white meetings right now?
I have no idea. It just crossed my mind all of a sudden.
We can't let them happen.
Terrible person.
No, we can't let that happen. We can't let it happen. But that's really what's missing is having.
Just an honest conversation about what happened.
I mean, Rwanda did the same thing.
But
The Tutsis and the Hutus, they had that conversation. They're like, yeah, we went crazy in 1994 and we murdered each other, and that was terrible. I'm sorry I killed your cousin. I'm sorry I killed your mother. They had that conversation.
Well, you know what else is the problem, though? If we have that conversation, America's got to have like 7 or 8 more conversations.
It's going to be a civil war.
The Native Americans like, yeah, why are you in this conversation mood? You want to talk about how shit went bad? We got a bone to pick with y'all. This pipeline.
Right. right. And the Japanese going to pop up, excuse me?
Yeah. Oh, World War II?
Sumimasen?
Yeah.
Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît?
Yeah. Mexicans like, hey, our kids are still in that fucking cage. Y'all ain't done a motherfucker.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't have a conversation. Maybe let's schedule some conversations. Like, okay,
we gonna have conversations.
Okay, we got the blacks on Monday. We got the Mexicans on Tuesday. You Indians, you got Thursday.
And the Irish are way down the line, so y'all want to keep bringing them up.
From 2 to 2:15 p.m. because. Like, how the fuck?
Reparations might literally bankrupt this country, to be honest with you.
And then, like...
I'm not even mad at it.
And then the French are like...
Pay me.
And the French are like, we gave you all of Louisiana for, like, pennies on the dollar. That was fucked up.
Yeah, and Native Americans are like, yeah, about that deal. We were not involved in any way, shape, or form. We would like the 3-way trade or something. We would like the draft pick.
Can we at least get like Hawaii or like
we get
or
the
Puerto
rights
Rico?
to Alaska, motherfucking shit.
The next Puerto Rican Miss Universes, please. Like anything. This is a terrible. We went off the rails.
Completely, but I think this is the best. Us going off the rails has been pretty good.
The best of the.
Our off the rails is better than the shit we planned. All right. Do you have any plans for Halloween, Kevin? Let's talk about something a little brighter. It's one of my favorite holidays, being fat and whatnot, and I get to eat candy and get fucked up. It's awesome.
I like dressing like Chewbacca or like a giant Wookiee and scaring people. That's
making complete use of your lurch-like height.
Yeah. Being very tall and having a giant like monkey costume is hilarious. And it happens all the time. Like I'll see kids and they'll be walking with their parents, and they'll for a couple seconds they're like, oh, this is just a costume. But like as I get closer,
they're like, what is it? Oh my god, it's Bigfoot.
Yeah. Like they like you can see like the terror like start to seep into their minds, and they do this thing where they like grab their parents' leg, like they cling to the leg.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, my job here is done.
So Kevin just likes to terrify children on Halloween.
I mean that's
pretty much what the holiday's for, though. Like it's a playful terrifying. It's not like some like weird shit.
I also like being Candyman because I do look like Candyman, with the big hook. And number 2, it's a little bit subversive because you only killed white women.
I'm never going to unsee that now, Kevin. Like every time I see you, I'm only going to see Candyman.
I came for you.
Candyman traumatized me as a child because that was the first black horror movie, and he was killing cats in the projects. I was like, I can't go. This motherfucker can get to me. Like Jason, nah, I'm not going camping.
Yeah,
Freddy Krueger only seems to fuck with white people. I'm gonna be okay. Candyman was coming directly from me.
Yeah, in the hood in New Orleans too. He was in the 5th Ward killing niggas.
Yes, with bees and a hook and just waiting in bathrooms and shit. That dude was terrifying.
Right. I mean, seeing black people killed in a horror movie is like. It's like a barrier being broken.
Yeah, because we're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, we're never in horror movies. And if we're in horror movies, we get killed first because we're the first person to go, wait a minute, this dude ain't right. And he kills that dude right away.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, that's to see a black dude terrorize people in New Orleans.
Yeah. That's funny, just seeing you in a dusty old trench coat with a fucking hook.
I came for you.
Stop!
You're going to have nightmares tonight.
I am. Doing a podcast with a fucking demon.
and the backstory is terrific. Like, he was a slave that got killed for loving a white woman.
Yeah, they like slathered him with honey and left him out for the bees, right?
Yeah. So they put honey on him and tied him up. He got eaten by bees. So now when he opens his mouth, bees come out and the bees bite the shit out of people.
Yeah. If that doesn't terrify you, I don't know what kind of crazy shit you saw in Nam or whatever. like that shit terrifies me still to this day. So yeah, Kevin gets to be Candyman. And
what are you gonna do?
I'm just my cherub-like size and demeanor just doesn't really make me threatening. So I just do silly shit. Like I was Cleveland from Family Guy.
Family Guy, okay.
But not this year. This year I was a created video game character.
Oh, what was that?
No, I mean like I just like you can go on Tekken and make your own guy. Like,
Oh, okay. You're just
I
player one.
I dyed my hair purple. Yeah, exactly. I dyed my hair purple. I had on this purple like kung fu suit and my fist wraps from kickboxing and shit. It was fun.
I've done bad costumes before. I remember when Artificial Intelligence.
My girlfriend was a slutty butterfly.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's Halloween. Like I'm always amazed at what women can turn it like what playful thing women can turn into a complete whore. It's beautiful.
I'm a slutty Chick-fil-A sandwich.
That is a thing. That is it's Popeye's a thing. That is actually, they make a slutty Popeye's chicken sandwich.
What? Are you fucking kidding me?
And it says right there on the box. So now he'll eat me or something like that. Yeah.
I just popped
they
that
have
out
like a
of my
slutty
head.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Where it's just like a lab coat and panties, like it's just like, make anything like Halloween is just an excuse for women to dress up like sluts, guys to act stupid. It's a great time. It's a great time. Everybody gets drunk and eats candy. It's a good time.
I'm a slutty slut.
Yeah.
No,
that was also funny. Like me and Milan went out last night and we were looking around. It was like, okay, so who's wearing their normal outfits and who's in a costume? Like I've seen chicks wear a leopard bodysuit. Today you just have the ears too.
Right. Yeah, you just put a little black on your nose to make you look like a cat. But you're wearing that shit at Target last week. Like, I peeped that shit. You just wear that shit all the time.
Yeah, it was like this dude wears Superman to go to Walmart.
Yeah, this is how it is. I work in downtown LA, so I mean, when I go out at lunch, I see all the characters.
Freaks come out at night.
Man, they come on in the daytime too.
I saw Blank Man, and it was just a homeless dude.
Right. Oh! Speaking of movies, this is one of the things I want to talk about before we head out.
Yeah.
I watched I Am Dolemite.
Oh, okay. That's out on Netflix now.
Yeah, it's
right?
on Netflix now. Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy is back.
It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
What?
I mean, it wasn't. It just wasn't. I mean, there's a lot of exposition in there.
Interesting. Well, a lot of people from the reviews I've been seeing is that everybody loves it. So I'm curious. Like, please tell me. I'm hoping your diagnosis is right.
Well, I mean, there are moments where like he kind of like embodies a character, but there are moments where it feels like they rush things through a little too much. Like
it's a Netflix movie.
Yeah, I've been working here for 10 years and I'm not going anywhere. I need to make a change in my life.
Netflix,
like that's a line. Like that's naked exposition. Like that's like if you've ever been in a writing class and you submitted that, they'd be like, no.
Naked exposition. That is true.
Get the fuck out of here. Speaking of naked, there's a lot of titties in there too. So
ooh, awesome. Well, like I said, it's a Netflix movie. Like Netflix doesn't necessarily mean quality. They have some quality programming, but their interest is like we are pumping out as much content as humanly possible. If you like it, great.
But here's the thing: it wasn't really a Netflix movie. They put it out in the theaters.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of a thing they do. Like when you in association, like you put it out in theaters and then get the rest of your money on Netflix distribute.
Okay, so they do it that way. Wesley Snipes is hilarious, though.
Okay.
I would never have thought of that dude being a funny motherfucker, but he's funny in that movie.
Well, Wesley can act.
Yeah, he's a funny motherfucker, and of course, like he plays a producer that's like on coke all the fucking time.
Oh, I can't wait.
And he's hilarious. But I mean, for me, like Wesley Snipes is Nino Brown. Like that will never until the day I die.
Wesley Snipes is Sidney Dean.
What from
White Men Can't Jump?
Oh, okay.
Because it's just the first thing you saw him as,
Oh, no, I saw him as Nino Brown.
I feel you. That came out about the same time, but that was the first movie I saw. It's like, I'm always just gonna think of White Men. We going Sizzler. We going Sizzler.
Right. No. I mean, him walking in that room with that dog. What happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Don't know nobody know nothing? Daughter man, you don't know nothing? Keisha, you don't know nothing?
Shout out to Wesley, man. Wesley got crazy range, though. You got to admit, Wesley Snipes got crazy range as an actor. He's played literally, he's played a cross-dresser.
Right.
Oh, no, he's played a full-on trans person.
He played a trans person. He played a gangster.
Yeah.
He played an FBI agent. And in this movie, he plays like a 70s coked up
he's played
producer.
a vampire ninja.
Right. Sometimes motherfuckers want to ice skate uphill. He made that up. He said that. That was not a written line.
That was beautiful too. He's played a drug dealer. He's played a futuristic gangster.
I mean, yeah.
Fighting with.
Shout out to Wesley Snipes, man.
Wesley Snipes has had some iconic roles, and he doesn't get the respect he deserves. Someone should cut this man a break on his taxes.
Well, he served his time, you know.
He did.
Could you imagine being in prison with Wesley Snipes? Like, do I want to fuck with this dude?
No, you
like,
don't. Like, it's he's an actor, but he's also a for real black belt. Wesley will literally kick the shit out of you.
Right.
And he's a dark man, so when the lights go out, you don't know what's hitting you. Pop, 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 pop. Game over. You didn't like that, did you?
We do not acknowledge colorism here on this show.
I'm talking about Blade, man. He was using darkness as one of his powers.
Some of my relatives are very black.
I'm very black. I just told that joke. What the fuck are you talking about?
They're deeply offended.
Me and this microphone are 2 shades apart. What the fuck are you talking about?
As an African American with black friends,
You're not an African American.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah.
You're neither one of those, actually.
I'm deeply offended by the black insinuations.
You're technically neither. That's hilarious.
All right, we got to wrap this up, man. Let's get out of here.
All right.
But
go see Dolemite.
Dolemite is good, but it's not great.
I'm gonna get high and do a marijuana movie review on that one sometime this week as soon as I get some time to watch it. I've had a really busy week lately. I'm doing a lot of stuff at work.
Yeah, I mean, but you're doing shows and shit, right? Yeah,
I'm trying to. You know, we're doing this. I'm trying to put together a couple things and.
Right.
I'm on a computer all the time, man. I need to honestly, I do jokes about how much I don't like camping, but I need to be away from screens and electronics for 2 solid days just to, defrag.
Well, yeah, man, I thought about that. Like I was saying, I want to get away from all this Trump shit and want to go up in the woods. But when you rent cabins and you go out in the woods, the kind of people who are up in the woods, Trump supporters. Exactly. Bing, 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 bing. So I'm like no. So I need to leave the country. I need to go I need to leave America and go to where all my people are, Miami. Shout out all the Caribbean people in Miami.
I ain't mad at you at all, man. Let's go.
Shout out to Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Welcome to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami.
You know what I mean? I need to go out there just be around people
If I would have did that same joke, it would have been like Chicago.
You can't do that joke. You can't.
You're right.
You can't.
I can't leave the country and go to where my people are because we've been stolen.
Yeah, well, by the way, one last thing. If you still listen to Kanye West right now,
oh my God,
fuck you. Seriously. I got into it with one of his comics in the Bay Area talking about how, I listen to Kanye and I'm not one of these coon-ass niggas that just changes his mind because Kanye changes his politics. No, Kanye is wearing MAGA hats and talking about slavery is a choice. You fucking moron.
And has gone complete Christian.
Yeah, exactly. You're a Christian and a MAGA hat wearing. You're a fucking idiot.
First of all,
fuck you.
First of all,
I have no respect for those people. Fuck you. I'm sorry. Fuck you. Okay, I'm done.
Man, I've never seen Kevin get upset like that.
No, but come on now. The dude's wearing a MAGA hat.
Yeah.
Right? It's a fucking Klan organization. How the fuck?
For the simple fact of his first 4 albums, I really hope that Kanye's brainwashing wears off at some point in time. But the thing that has made me completely jump off the train, and aside from everything you just mentioned, is the fact that now Yeezy is trying to deny us all his wife that we've all on the internet have seen for years. You trying to say it hurts me when you dress sexy, nigga. You knew what you got into.
Yeah, I mean,
you knew what else had gotten into her. Don't give me that shit. You know she's a community. That's community ass.
Right.
That's for everybody on Instagram to glad. You know that. That's part of the empire that you guys built to yourselves.
Yeah, I mean,
you wrote a song about her and then you married her. I ain't saying she a gold digger, and then boom.
I just can't. I can't deal with these people. And by the way, I have the Ray J tape on USB. I will upload it if you need it.
And it's just funny to say like Yeezy doesn't like he dropped the gospel album and then he's trying to tell his wife he doesn't want her to dress all provocative now that he's a born again Christian. He had a song on I think it was the last album or 2 albums back where it was called "God Lift My Hands and Fly" or something like that. And the lyrics were and now if I fuck this model and she just bleached her asshole and I get bleach on my t-shirt, I'ma feel like an asshole. That's your born again Christian. This is the guy trying to tell you, like, hey, babe, don't wear that. Really? And as a husband, yeah, you're every right to do that. But when you marry Kim Kardashian, nah, bro, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you gave up all your rights there.
You knew exactly what you were getting into, bro. You got, and it was basically an NBA locker room.
Look, I respect religious people, but that dude is a fucking moron. Mm-hmm. And if you were trying to support him, then you're a moron too. There's just no way around that. I mean, come on. I mean, who does that? Who goes around saying slavery is a choice?
Kanye.
I mean, and this is the thing. And black people are arguing with me about this. like what?
Well, that's just the love. That's the love that we have for our music.
So he has a hot beat. You gonna throw 250 years of slavery out the window because the dude has a track?
Kevin.
What?
Kevin. R. Kelly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of our people for this, but we will let a lot of shit slide for the Chocolate Factory. You know what I mean? Like
Step in the Name of Love.
And Yeezy had some classic albums that we're never gonna not love. And I miss the old Kanye. I wish College Dropout would come back, but he's gone forever. I'm realizing that right now, and that's why we are where we are.
Yeah,
so we do need to wrap this up. We've gone a little further off the rails, but I'm not sure if this is going through to all the channels, but Kevin just played Step in the Name of Love. And we're about to get canceled. So
it's jammed up.
Yeah, this is
in the name of love.
This is I know Kevin, I know R. Kelly has been he's been the soundtrack to every wedding I've been to in the last 15 years. Okay, I get it.
Okay, sorry.
I feel so guilty. All right. I'm Cory Showtime.
I'm Kevin Munroe.
Thank you all for listening to our shenanigans. We'll be back sometime next week around the same bad time because niggas are never on time for shit. But we will try our best.
Yes, sir.
To get some kind of uniformity around here. And I will see y'all later. We've just been canceled. Peace.